This one. What I was telling you about the things that should have been done when Biden and Kamala were in office and people gave me crap for it. This is one of the ones. Now we may have an issue with Social Security. And I want to bring this up here. This is Senator Patty Murray. Listen to this. Trump and Elon are destroying the Social Security Administration, and without staff and offices, there will be people who can't get their benefits, period. I put together a fact sheet about what Elon's decimation of Social Security will mean for you. Please share it far and wide. We're actually going to go to that article here to dive into that, because this is a big one for anybody that receives Social Security. Listen, there are people who solely depend on their Social Security check to be able to get their monthly groceries and to pay their rent. And people depend on that money coming on time. And one of the things I said is I like the fact of having transparency. I agree. We should know how the government is spending the money. We should know that. But I said earlier, I do not agree with people losing their jobs. And I also don't agree with cuts to Medicare or Medicaid, any of that. And I damn sure don't agree with them touching Social Security, because here's the thing. Even removing staff members from the Social Security Administration can affect whether or not and how you're going to get your payment. That work still has to be done. Social Security has never missed a payment. DOGE actions threaten interruption of benefits, ex-agency head says. So let's go ahead and dive into this. That is Martin O'Malley. At that time, he was the Social Security commissioner. So listen to this. Social Security has never missed a benefit payment since the program first began sending individuals monthly benefits more than 8 decades ago. But the recent actions of the U.S. Social Security Administration by Elon Musk, so-called Department of Government Efficiency, are putting monthly benefit checks for more than 72.5 million Americans at risk. This is coming from former Commissioner Martin O'Malley. Ultimately, you're going to see the system collapse and an interruption of benefits. I believe you will see that within the next 30 to 90 days. So this is something that impacts everyone that is of the age to receive Social Security. This is not a Democrat thing. This is not a Republican thing. And I'm just thinking about all the people that may run into an issue with this, right? And one of the things that people have brought up is automation. And people are saying, well, they're removing people, but it'll be automated, so you won't have to worry about it. And this is one of the warnings that, what's his name? Andrew Yang. I always forget his name sometimes. Andrew Yang brought up about automation. So we have two things that are happening here. People that are losing their jobs, so these people have to find a job elsewhere. And then two, automation possibly coming in to replace those jobs. Either way, you shouldn't be happy with that. Let's continue. Let's go here. Ultimately, you're going to see the system collapse. He mentions that. Ahead of any interruption in benefits, people should start saving now. So it goes on to say here that Social Security Administration uses multiple systems and technologies that Musk has criticized for leading to errors. As the commissioner told Congress, the agency needed more funding for information technology modernization. O'Malley said DOGE leaders are now making changes to the agency, and significant staff cuts have already led to system outages. Those intermittent IT outages may happen more frequently and for more extended periods of time until there is a system collapse and an interruption of benefits. Neither the Social Security Administration nor the White House responded to requests for comment by press this time. I'm not surprised the White House didn't respond to a comment requests, but SSA should have responded. SSA leadership upheaval. DOGE, also known, or DOGE, is not a federal department, and Musk, whom President Donald Trump brought on board to implement DOGE, is not an elected official. Since its establishment, DOGE has looked to slash spending at federal government agencies, right? So they've moved around, right? And now they're looking at Social Security. The cuts have led to leadership upheaval with the recent resignation of acting Commissioner Michelle King following a reported disagreement over DOGE's access to sensitive data. O'Malley resigned from the Social Security Administration in November to run for chairman of the DNC. He lost that to Ken Martin. It goes on to say here, Trump has nominated Frank Biziano, CEO of financial technology Fiserv, to serve as the new commissioner of SSA. It says here he has yet to sit for Senate confirmation hearings. In the interim, Lee Duddick, who first joined the agency in 2009, has been appointed acting commissioner. Earlier this month, Duddick posted on LinkedIn that he had been placed on administrative leave from the agency for helping DOGE representatives. Whose benefits may most be at risk? So this is the part I think most people want to hear. The American public needs to understand that one of their major social safety nets is in dire jeopardy. It'll take a while for the effects to be felt, but they're coming. For people who already receive Social Security benefits, most of that is automated and may not be affected. However, processing new claims, whether it is for retirement or disability benefits, may take longer since those cannot be processed without Social Security employees. This is the part, and I'll highlight this here, that some people may not be aware of. The connection here to disability. So some people are on all of these at once, right? You have some people that have disability, permanent disability, who also receive Social Security, who are also on Medicaid. There are some people that have all three, right? So if you are one of the people that are going to be one of the new beneficiaries of this, it seems like you're the one that is more likely to be impacted. Let's go on a little bit here. It says that SSA sent a notice to employees that gives them until March 14th to decide whether to take an early buyout. Unlike a previous January offer, this now includes service employees, and staffing reductions in that area may impact how quickly the agency possesses benefit claims and provides other services. For example, if a woman files for a survivor benefit after her husband dies, she needs to provide a copy of her marriage license. A Social Security employee then needs to code the system to verify they have seen that document and the applicant is eligible for benefits. Not everybody can do things electronically, particularly the older adults and disabled individuals who the SSA serves. So this part here is important. I think sometimes people forget about that. I know a lot of us that are really tech savvy. I mean, look, we do a lot of things online and we're used to it. Something to keep in mind though, and I experienced this when I was still working at university. Sometimes like people who are older or those that have a disability where they're unable to do this, they may not be able to access things electronically. So we always had other systems in place for people who were in that situation. So this is something to keep in mind. It goes on to say here, if you don't have people to run an agency that requires hands-on customer service, then of course there's a risk that you could end up with benefits being either denied or interrupted. Office closures as well. Office closures may reduce access to services. I mean, that's kind of a given here, right? So people need to keep that in mind as well. Ideally, what you have here, ladies and gentlemen, is this. You really do have a billionaire coming in telling people that, like, look, all of these things are going to change without thinking about how people may be impacted. And if you want to see this, I know it's very tiny. That's why I'm kind of like, she wanted people to share it, but I wish she would have sent this via link. We can go to this one here, because one of the things that she said is that this may make it harder for Americans to get their Social Security benefits. So yeah, anytime there is an interruption, right, in these types of services, yeah, that means that it can cause a delay, right? So you try to prevent that. Some of the things that she pointed out here, the bottom line, it says that each year, SSA receives 80 million calls to its 1-800 number, 57 million calls to its 1,200 field offices, receives 30 million visitors to its 1,200 field offices, processes 9 million applications for benefits. Without adequate customer service provided by SSA, Americans will be cheated out of receiving the benefits they have earned. So this is another part here that I think is especially crucial. So unfortunately, I hate to say it, but we're going to have to wait and see what happens. But it's saying here, according to reports, it says that SSA may eliminate up to 50% of its workforce. So we're going to have to wait and see, guys, what happens. But all I can tell you is, oh my God, with Social Security, like that is not one I definitely wouldn't have. Not one I really would have, like, not would have messed with that at all, right? And I said before, if you want to start making cuts with the Pentagon budget. Crazy things, folks. Again, we'll have to wait and see what happens. Hey guys, this was a Sabby clip. If you like what you saw, hit that like button and subscribe.